Welcome back to Those Other Guys podcast. Today we don't have a guest with us. Thought it would be cool to have an episode with the guest, then have an episode without a guest. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we talked about with them, and then catch up just on what's been happening. We both probably sound like shit. My allergies are horrible. Clark's allergies are horrible.
This is like bio warfare, dude. It doesn't even make sense.
So
Michigan is fucked.
I've taken Claritin, Zizal, I think that's what it's called, Zizal, Flonase, Afrin allergy, and Benadryl at night.
The only thing that's helped so far is Benadryl for me.
Yeah.
I tried Allegra and something else, and they didn't even touch me. On Sunday, when I went over to my grandma's, and when I came inside, I was like, I haven't been crying. I was like, and I'm not currently crying. I go, it's just allergies. Because my eyes were so swollen and I was leaking. It was horrible.
We went to my uncle's house for Mother's Day, and I was just walking around. He lives on a lake. He has a really nice house, and they had the doors open to the deck. So you could walk through the house, through the deck, whatever you wanted, but all the doors are open. And my aunt was looking at me and was like, you're either really high or you're just crying. And I was like, my allergies, I can't control them.
Right.
I've never had it as bad before.
Me either. That was the thing. It's like, I've had, symptoms and sniffly nose and runny nose, but I've had a bloody nose for the past 2 days because it's been so dry from me blowing. And the pressure in my eyes was something new to me. I was trying to drive and I almost pulled over because it was reflecting sun and the tears in my eyes. It was horrible. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't think this is so fucked up.
You got to get some eye drops. I use Pat Day eye drops, something like that.
You want to hear something funny? I used to use eye drops a lot when I would smoke and didn't want anybody to know, right? So I use Visine A, and that shit burns. It's the good stuff. It makes your eyes stupid white, fake white. And I used it so often that they think that's why I use glasses, because I have ghost veins. And I went, and I wasn't 18 yet, so I don't know if she breached HIPAA or not. But I went back, and the lady for my eye exam was like, "You have a lot of ghost veins. We don't see that normally for people your age." And I was like, Could Visine cause it? She's like, absolutely. And I was like, oh shit, okay. She's like, you got to stop using it. I was like, okay, for sure. We go out into the lobby and she goes right to my mom and she's like, take his Visine away from him. And my mom looks over at me and was like, okay, yeah, I'll take his Visine away from him. And then we get in the car and she's
ghost vein.
I don't know, not fake veins, but veins that just don't have any blood running through them. That's what I've been told.
So cool.
Somebody's gonna dictionary this, and it's gonna be a total lie from the jump. But anyway, that's what she told me, and she went right out and told my mom take his Visine away. And I was thinking, was that a HIPAA breach? Were you allowed to tell her what I just told you back there? You can't tell her that. Get in the car, and my mom's on instantly.
If you were 18, she could. If you weren't 18.
So that's what I think. I don't think I was 18, but my mom. We get in the car, and my mom just was like, "So Visine, huh?" And I was like, yeah, I'm done using that though, huh? And we just laughed, but
I didn't know. I didn't even know that could happen. But yes, you should probably get some allergy eye drops.
Yeah.
Instead of, because they have antihistamines in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah. So it'll help control that in your eye. Because I remember, I think it was last week when it got really bad. I just couldn't not stare at something without my eyes just watering, tears coming down my face. It looked like I was crying.
It's the weirdest feeling too. I've never involuntarily cried. Right? It is the weirdest feeling to me.
What did you do all weekend?
Dude, this weekend, what did I do?
Grandma's on Sunday?
Yep, went to grandma's, went to both grandmas. Well, took one set of my grandma, my dad, my mom, and I went out to eat. And then my dad's family's a little bigger, so we all went to my grandma's house and hung out. And that's where I was like,
dying.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, that was a rough little weekend. What about you?
Saturday we went to Dina's parents. And then Sunday we went to my uncle's house with my dad's side.
How'd Dina enjoy her first Mother's Day?
Oh, it was her first Mother's Day
Yeah.
too. Yeah, good. She liked it.
I bet.
She got spoiled, so
Good.
she enjoyed it.
As she should.
And it was weird because like she told me she was pregnant on Father's Day last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like
Nice.
this is her first Mother's Day. Like, I don't even know if she was. Technically, she would have been pregnant on Mother's Day last year, but didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That is dope, man. Moving up. Life is just happening, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw somebody that I kind of like grew up with at that gym, and we were just talking, and he's like, one of our good friends growing up is getting married, it's probably next year, but he's proposing in a couple weeks,
Okay.
and like he's gonna have a party, whatever, invited us ahead of time, and I was like to the guy today, I was like, it's crazy, like so and so's getting married. I had a kid, like all these things, and he's like, yeah, man, I wish we could just go back to like the swim club we used to all hang out at. And
Right.
it's weird.
It is weird growing up. I got 4 weddings to go to this year. Like none of my close friends like have gotten married or anything, and for whatever reason, this is the year all of them are like, I think I'm going to get married. And so I have 4 weddings, one next month, and then like every month or 2 from there on out.
I think I have 2 weddings to go to next month. Yeah, 2.
I'm co-best man at the
What's
next
a
one.
co-best man?
So me and Easy are both the best men at this wedding because it was our 3rd roommate who's getting married, and we all lived together for 7 years together.
Oh, wow.
Well, Joe and I lived together for 8 years, and then Easy moved in, and now Easy and I have lived together technically for 8 years.
When did you move out?
I was 19,
Oh,
and I
okay.
moved to East Lansing first, and I lived up there with Dylan. And then, me, Dylan, our buddy Fran, and then another buddy from out of state, Ryan, who I called Rizzoli forever. But we all lived together in East Lansing, and they went to Michigan State. I went to Lansing Community up there, and it was just a bunch of fun. That was the best time because it got me out of the house finally.
See, like, and we were joking, like 2 days ago. I was like, yeah, like if I wasn't married, I'd be living at home,
Right.
Because like in our culture, it's like you don't move out till you're married, kind
Right.
of thing. So like for me, it's normal for a 30-year-old guy to be living at home with his parents,
Right.
But like you moved out, and you were like the second you couldn't move out, you were out.
Dude, I was out. It was probably the best thing to happen to me and my parents too. It like strengthened our relationship because they didn't have to deal with me for 24
Well,
hours.
I'll agree with that. Like
Yeah.
even with me, I got married when I was 25, moved out, all that. Obviously, as I was getting older, like I don't want to say tension with my parents, but like
Oh no.
it's
Yeah,
definitely tension.
yeah.
Like tension with my parents was gone when I moved out,
Yeah.
and when I go visit and hang out with them now, it's more just it's always relaxed.
Yeah, it's dope 'cause you
there's
get to leave.
Yeah, I get to leave, go home.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do, even though she still tries.
It was funny because I've been out of the house now for over 10 years. And after the surgery, I stayed with them for like over
yeah,
a month.
yeah.
And I felt so bad because I didn't wait for my mom to get home for me to move all my stuff back. I just did it one day. I was like, fuck it, I need to get back going. Moved it all back. And she came home and said it was like me moving out again. She was so bummed. I felt so bad. But now at this point, I'm like, man, it was a good thing. I had dinner every night. Like, dude,
yeah.
save money on some bills, like help them a little bit, split it. I don't know. I don't care, but it wouldn't have been as bad as when I was 18. That's for sure.
Yeah, I guess I could see that too.
Yeah.
Being a thing. Like my mom was a mess when I moved out.
Yeah.
My dad was.
Yeah.
Because like my dad would come home from work, chill, we'd sit, talk, whatever, every night, and then I remember my mom was telling me like, oh, he was like, man, who am I gonna talk to? And I was like, my brother, like he still lives here. So
Don't forget about the other one.
yeah, so now he took that role over, but I know once they're empty nesters, they're gonna be because it's just me and him.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad and our relationship strengthened when I
After
moved
you
out.
moved out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of tension between us, like straight tension. He knows it. He's gonna watch this and laugh because he knows it. But yeah, a lot of arguments, a lot of wanting to be right over one another.
Yeah.
And now, just the other day, actually, we were debating like we normally do, and I was like, man, you don't scare me anymore. Like, you can't just like try to big dog me anymore. And we both laughed. But yeah, it's funny growing up and that dynamic with your parents, how it grows too, like just like anything in life, right? But they slowly become more friends than like parents and teachers.
For sure.
You know, when they allow you. I don't know about you, but my dad's famous fucking line to me was, I'm not your friend, I'm your teacher. And it was like always like, fuck, man, like I get it, but come on, like. But I mean, now I look back and I'll randomly text them and be like, thank you, because I see the way some other people deal with shit, and I'm like, oh, you wouldn't have made it a week in my house. Like, my dad would have just tortured you, like, for no reason. Like, you know, just see it, like the brattiness of going on right now. I work with a lot of younger people, and I love all of them dearly. They're all sweet fucking souls, but there's a lot of shit that like is so much different now,
Yeah.
you know, way different. And it's not even like an offensive thing. Like, I'm not like offended by it. I don't think they would be, but it's just, it's so different. And it's like those little era changes, right? Like 6 years, there's a difference between 6 years of life. There's like something different. Technology's different. School's different, you know?
Well, and then the people who have those kids are a different era.
Exactly.
I think like a parent should be a teacher till a point.
100%.
Like, there's a point where the kid needs to learn on its own, and then you are there for support, but you're not constantly. It's important for the child to learn from mistakes that they make and figure it out for themselves. Kind of like almost how a kid's not going to understand a stove is hot by you telling them. They have to experience the stove being hot to realize that that thing's hot. I don't want to touch that, because that's how their mind works. That's how they process things. And that's through like all ages. And there's always an aspect of life that you have to actually experience to actually learn it. Somebody could tell you it and how to react to it, but if you don't actually experience it, you're not going to actually learn it. And I think that's why like growing up, my dad always would give me like wisdom on things, but pushed me to try them still, just so that I had that experience. And my dad's more of a friend than anything right now. Like, I could hit him up and let's have a drink, let's go have a cigar, let's go chill, and we wouldn't even talk about like really anything except fun stuff or what's going on in life and everything. Like, I don't want to say I don't look at my dad as a dad anymore, but I look at him as more of like one of my best friends. And I think that's how we should evolve, because if we stay with this hierarchy kind of thing, that competitiveness is always going to be there as you get older.
100%.
Like, I don't want that with Blake.
No, for sure.
Like, I want to teach Blake until he's able to do things like on his own consistently, and then from there have that switch on and off. Dina's uncle's a great example of this. He has two boys. They're like 16, 15, something like that. Like, one's 16, one's like 14. And they have that switch in their relationship. Like, they could dick around, have fun all the time. Friend. The second he needs to turn dad switch on, the kids know, they snap back and they listen.
Right.
And it's like, dude, if I was talking to him so much on Easter, I was like, listen, dude, I will spend a week with you. Just teach me what you did, because these boys are perfectly behaved. They respect you on both levels, that friend playing basketball with them level and the fatherly figure kind of level. So, well, it's mother. We're talking about Mother's Day. I'm talking about dads right now. But
man, I mean, I agree. I think there should be like a balance, and I think my parents more so went for the balance between them, right? Like, my
mom was more friend,
and not even more friend. She was just more caretaker.
Well, that's
right?
a mother,
right? 100%. But like, she would. I'm the only child. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm the only child to her mom and dad too. I'm the only grandchild because she's their only child. So like I got double spoiled by that side of the family without a doubt, you know. But you were saying stuff about like learning and your mindset on it. Do you think that more so comes from like this? I hate the phrase age of information because so many people are so fucking stupid, including myself. But like this age of information where we can figure a lot of shit out by ourselves, but they couldn't, right? They relied on a lot of wisdom. They relied on a lot of teachings, right? So I don't know if, because I wasn't there, I don't know if it was all lessons, right? But I feel like they trusted more in guidance from their elders. That phrase, like respect your elders, right? To them, that just like, that's like a rule no matter what. But like our generation, respect your elders means very little if that elder isn't giving us respect, right? To them, if an old person said some shit, you had to take it as law.
Yeah.
Like an old wives' tale, you can just Google it, right? Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. But now we challenge because we can Google it and just be like, what are you talking about, Grandpa? That never fucking happened, right? So I think there's a switch, and not the switch we were talking about between like, you know, teacher and friend, but there's a switch now in just our general mindset about figuring stuff out. Because to me, it seems like, because at least in my family, it seemed like they wanted to tell me more and I wanted to figure it out, right? And they would never discourage it or anything, but they'd be like, I'm trying to tell you, right? That type of shit. And like, they were ultimately right, but I would always have to fuck up to find out, like you said. But I think that's just a genuine curiosity we all carry. But I wonder if this age that we live in now pushes it more.
I'm sure it has a lot to do with it.
Right.
I mean, information's at our fingertips whenever we need it, whenever we want it. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to. I'm sure there's people out there that don't even listen to their parents. They get everything they need off YouTube and Instagram, and like, you know, there's all those kind of people out there that's give that kind of information now, like life lessons to know, blah blah blah, like those, you know, those shitty ass YouTube videos, like the motivational speakers, like all that is out there to where like, do they even need that father figure in their life anymore? They might not, because they can just kind of live in the aspect of the world through the internet.
You can craft your own father figure now.
Yeah, legit.
Right? By following certain whoever's, you can be like, okay, this is what I want to be now. Yeah. And your dad's just doing something.
But that is where it gets bad. Because if you're in control of all of that stuff, you're going to do the narrative you want to do.
Oh, yes.
You're going to say, no, he's wrong because it doesn't fit my narrative, so I'm not going to listen to that guy.
There is definitely a bias.
Yes. Because if you're the one creating how you're feeding into that information, it's all going to be biased.
Right.
You're going to cherry pick what you like, and what you don't like is going to go out the window.
That is 100% the biggest lesson I've learned from my father is get every side you can.
Easily.
Without a doubt. That man watched every news channel, right? He didn't just watch this one. He didn't just watch this one. He watched all of them to see what they were saying on the topic.
You have to understand angles from everywhere, because if you don't, what ends up happening is how we're so divided as people right now, right? How one side is just one side. One side's in one side. Like, there's nobody that could just say, like, dude, you can be in the middle. Like, you don't need to be at a side. Like this morning, like I showed, you guys saw me and that friend of mine having a conversation in my post. Like, in no way, shape, or form was I insulted by what he said,
right? Because
I understood all the angles. I knew where he was coming from on certain aspects. But some people are just so into their ego the one way that doesn't fit their narrative. They're going to challenge it back,
right? And it sucks that like homie even had to like put that disclaimer out there, like to try to tell you, because obviously you wouldn't be, but like now everybody's
no, it's
so
not.
fragile.
He didn't do that for me.
Oh, okay.
He did that end, like, not to insult you or
just
not all
anybody
coaches
who
are created. He probably posted that because I know
he's not
attacking me,
right.
But anybody reading that might have been like, man, this guy's jackass to Dom. Why?
Right.
He's
Okay,
That's
yeah,
probably why he did that.
That's fair too.
Because I have had so many conversations with him, and they've always been great.
Right.
You know, and we've both been able to see both ends of stuff, and
Yeah, dude, that's the best. Like having somebody actually combat, for a lack of a better term, right? Combat what you think, right? Debate you, say something from the contrary, or just say a different angle of something in general is always so much fun when it's done with respect. Because it does nothing but open
dude,
your
you
eyes.
leave the conversation feeling like you guys both learned something.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if I don't know, maybe because I've never been a confrontational person like ever in my life, but I just always feel better having those kind of conversations. I'll avoid confrontational conversations just because, like, one, if I know I'm going to get a bunch of confrontation if I bring something up or talk about something, I don't even waste my energy anymore because I'm just like, I don't even care.
Right, you're not going to change the mind of anybody.
You can't change the mind of somebody that's going to be so one-way thinking about something. It's impossible. And, but I mean, you could challenge them, but you'll get like, you'll know the people who are not completely sold by what they're talking about because they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I understand. But like, then they still post about it
Yeah.
like the exact same way they were just talking about it.
Didn't really learn anything,
No,
just kind of
they
keeping
just-
things moving.
Yeah. They just kept it going the way they wanted to go.
Yeah, humans are a weird fucking animal, dude. We're so weird because there are literal facts that people will deny because it doesn't fit what they want, right? And we see a lot of that going on right now, at least of what people are saying are fact or not. And like it's gross because to me it doesn't even make sense why we would want to lie, but then you find out that money might be a motive behind it, and then like money is the root of all evil, right? You've seen, I know we both probably know people that have done some whack shit for some money.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't even surprise me that somebody would be willing to lie about something for money. You know?
Yeah.
We're just
No,
so,
dude, people will legit do.
have you heard that, like, if you ask, like, on Facebook for an answer, less people will respond to you than if you post the wrong answer intentionally? So if I go like 2 + 2 is 6, more people will try to correct me than if I say, hey, what's 2 + 2? That's how fucking weird humans are.
That's great because humans want, I think us as a species want to be always teaching or always be right.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy in
Or
being right.
it's like I want to make sure you know you're dumb kind of thing. Like, because a lot of people would probably comment to the 2 + 2 = 6 and be like, are you fucking retarded?
Right, it's 4.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's more of like, I think like that alpha like feeling some people have.
Yeah, there's definitely like a hierarchy in being intelligent, right? People who are intelligent look down on people who aren't. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. You know, I know that. I've talked to intelligent people that talk to me like I'm a 4-year-old. I'm like, hey, I'm not that fucking dumb, dude. You can say some words to me, you know?
Yeah.
And then I don't blame them in that sense because it's just like it has to be instinctual how easy it comes about a human. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be tied back evolutionarily in some way, because I know they know gossiping is. They say that gossiping is an evolutionary trait of humans, and they think of it as something like, you know, hey, like don't mess around with Dom. He's a freeloader, right?
Huh.
And it would strengthen the bond between me and him, talking about you. And then now we've strengthened our tribe or our group because now we know who the bad egg is, right? The rotten egg. And like it literally has followed us, they think, the entire time human beings have had language, because it's like a warning. Like you said, people want to teach, people want to warn, be right. And
Yeah.
we're just, a lot of people forget we're still animals, right? We are an animal. We're a homogeneous animal, but we do a lot of evolutionary stuff too. We do a lot of instinctual shit too. You can throw a fucking baby in a pool and it'll hold his breath. Have you ever watched those videos?
Yeah.
They're the funniest fucking videos I've ever seen in my life. People throwing babies just thudump and they're floating back up and then they start breathing and it's like, what? Like, how does that even make sense?
Yeah.
Well,
the way they teach babies is they literally throw
just
them in a
throw
pool.
them in.
Then they start snapping their finger and the baby rolls over, belly up.
Oh, shit.
You should see like how like swim schools teach practically infants how to swim.
That's what I'm saying. I watch these videos now. Like, I've found them and can't stop laughing.
Dina told me that he could start swimming at like 4 months old, and I was like, "You're out of your mind!" Like, what? And my good buddy owns swim schools. He owns, and they have that. Like, and it's crazy to me.
Like infant day, dude. I know. And
dude, they kick their feet. They do everything to stay up.
That's that like fucking lizard brain that's still in us, you know, that's still like instinctually there. Like mammals, for the most part, are born ready to go.
Yeah. We're one of the only species that isn't.
Yep.
Like a tadpole, or like not even like a tadpole.
Yeah.
The second it's born, can swim, do whatever it needs to do.
You're on your own.
Yeah. We're like one of the only species that needs to be I don't know, taken care of for such a long time.
Right.
Like dogs, things like that. Like, yeah, they're very fragile in the beginning, but you see how much they grow
It's
from
like 6 to 8 weeks, and you can take home a dog.
From 1 week to 10 weeks, they're good to go.
Right.
Blake's 3 weeks or 3 months. I'm sorry, and he can't do anything.
wipe
out of
his
own.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think we're one of the only species that's like that.
Yeah, and they believe that like helped our like social bond, and that's why we're a social animal. That's why the social media shit is like poison. It's crack to us, you know, that attention, that fucking that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crack. And I have a job now where I can find myself on my phone often, and I'll just be like, what the fuck am I doing? Just like stop. You know what I mean? Like I'll have to put it down over here. Just stop. I don't even want to fucking touch the thing. And then I find myself just like getting aggravated at myself. And I was like, I'm just going to put this thing in a fucking car and leave it one day. Like I just need to.
So I have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Facebook Messenger, all notifications turned off.
Nice.
And they're not even on my home screens.
Smart.
Because I was finding, dude, like my thumb would know where to hit on the screen to open Instagram.
That is
like
weird.
In the beginning, like after I deleted Instagram from my home screen, like
you were hitting.
I was hitting like WhatsApp, and I was like, "What the hell?" But it was just out of habit that I was so used to unlocking my phone, clicking Instagram first thing. Like now, I wake up, turn off my alarm, I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb for at least a half hour, and I don't check Instagram till the middle of the afternoon now.
Nice. That's very smart. Very, very smart. I find myself checking it in the morning to help me wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
so something I read and like kind of could tell, if you open your phone and you open up Instagram and if the first thing you see when you wake up is something negative, subconsciously it could set up your day to have a really bad day. So I stopped opening my phone for that reason. I don't even look at text messages, emails, or anything that's came in through the night until I'm downstairs starting my routine.
Yeah, I need to get like a book or something. But I don't read well. I like, not that I'm dumb and can't read, I just don't comprehend like that. So I find myself just doing like, you know, looking at pictures, literally. I open this crack pipe and there's probably a hole on Instagram where the app is on my phone because I just press that and just start scrolling, and I'm like, fuck. Like I said, I find myself, I call the corner of my bed the black hole, because if I sit down at the corner of my bed, next thing I know, 10 minutes have gone by, and then I just hate my life because I'm like, what the fuck did I just do for 10 minutes? Nothing, absolutely nothing. So I just like force myself to get up. And like, I don't know, I need to get like a radio, you know, something that I can listen to music. But then Easy's normally sleeping, not blaming him. He sleeps like a log. He wouldn't even hear it. But like, I definitely need to start doing something new, and I know that. I'm not saying like I start my day and wake up as a good thing. It's like a crutch. It's a for real crutch for right now, and I need to be better at that. But
have you ever looked at how much screen time you spend?
I refuse because I would be so disgusted.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say it right now.
So I'll tell. So I think my screen time was up in like the 7 to 8 hours, like total screen time.
Right.
I think Instagram was at like a 3.5, 4.
But you're on your phone with other shit, right? Because you got like WhatsApp and all that.
but that's why I deleted the app, or not deleted the apps, but removed them from that screen so I can't click them.
Well, when you have like a business thing, right. That makes sense. Because I was gonna say, don't fucking hold your head that like you were on doing business and emails.
No, but 3.5 to 4 hours on Instagram.
I got
like
you.
that's almost 50% of my time on my phone.
I don't even want to know because I know it's more than that.
So, but removing it, like the icon, it has dropped it dramatically.
Yeah. That's very smart.
Like to the point where like Instagram restarts when I open it now.
Oh, nice.
So like I see like the logo and everything.
Right.
Because it's been so long since the last time I clicked it.
Did you? Oh yeah, you got a Twitter too. Have you been on Twitter?
No,
like,
not too much. Actually,
I know I hate it, but like,
it's not like it was in high school,
dude. If you listen to Twitter, like the world is in hell right now. It's so crazy because like people tweet or get on social media like they're in their car. You know, like they're driving in traffic saying fuck you to this person. But like if they were to sit down and have a conversation with like actual social cues and like seeing the way people are trying to say something, I don't think we'd have half the problems we have right now. You know, I have no problems with people that have opposing opinions with me after we talk. I don't think I've ever left a conversation where somebody's like probably like fuck that dude, where I actually got to speak. Right? I'm sure it happens all the time when they just watch my videos or something. But if I actually get to explain myself and sit down with the person, I know I've never left a conversation like, fuck that dude. But we don't have that anymore via text.
Yeah.
You know? It just doesn't exist.
No. I think, I don't know. I got a whole opinion on social media.
Let's hear it.
I mean, like, it's hard to say for me because it's such a double-edged sword.
Oh, right. Because you do a lot of business on there.
I do so much business on it. But even if you look at my Instagram, like, I think 90% of what I post is business-related now.
Easily.
So it's like, I don't even use it for being anything social anymore.
Dude, this thing is just entertainment for me. I don't do anything on it other than entertainment. You know?
Like, I use it literally just to do what I need to do to push to get clients or whatever I'm doing. I don't even use it for anything social anymore. Like I have another Instagram that's just my private page,
right?
And like I don't know, I post a picture on it every 6 months.
People are gonna look for it now.
Yeah, you ain't getting accepted. I'll tell you that right now. There's like 250 friend requests.
Yeah,
and I'm like, nope. This is my private world, dude. Why do you guys want to see it?
I was about to say,
like, I need to have some privacy in my life. Like, I put a lot out there for everybody, but
what do you think drives people's curiosity to the point of like madness? Like,
what do you?
Because like some people are so curious. Some people will literally ask you why you didn't accept that friend request.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Isn't that
know.
weird?
I don't know. I don't know what that. I think that's the need to be accepted. They feel. Like accepted in everything,
right?
Like not just friend requests, like but accepted in just life. Like they need to be like attached. They need to let you need to let them in, so that they feel that acceptance attachment with you.
Validation.
Yeah, like I don't know if I've ever had anybody say that to me, but I mean all these people that friend request me on that page, like. I'm straight, dude. Like, this is my family. This is my parents, my kids on here. Like, you guys don't need to see that.
Right. It's a way different aspect of your life. Yeah. It's not entertainment.
No.
That's your life.
No.
Right. The other page is entertainment in the sense of business and scroll.
Like my like gifted Kuza page is like in the bio and it literally says for work.
Right.
Like, click it. That's my work stuff.
You can tell it's a business page.
Yeah. And then my private page is my private page. Like, I don't know. Because I don't want my kid on social media.
Yeah, no, fuck no.
people will be like, post more pictures of your kid. And I'm like, why?
Right.
You met me 6 months ago. Why do you want to see my kid?
Right. Yeah, I couldn't even comment on that because I don't have a kid, but that would drive me crazy. I don't like people telling me to turn left. You know what I mean? Like, I'll turn right.
Oh, like when people tell me what to
Post? Like, post your kid.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck you. Number one. Number two, I'm not posting my kid.
Yeah. No. People don't need to see, like, aspects of, like, you have to have some privacy. You can't just let everything out in the open.
Right.
Because there are weirdos. There are very weird people out there who are very attaching, very obsessive, and it's like you really don't know. I mean, I have an open page. Just because somebody doesn't follow me doesn't mean they don't look at my page.
Right.
That's where it gets even weirder.
100%.
Like, they're always watching just because they're not liking. Like, I'm straight, dude.
Do you ever, and you don't have to answer, but do you ever look at the people that look at your stories or anything?
What do you mean?
Like, you can, there you go. So, like, if you look at one of the stories that you post, you can look at the people that.
Oh, yeah. Like, see that? Yeah.
Yeah, like, Dom looked at your story.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself from doing that.
I don't do that.
Yeah. I used to do it. And then I was like, what am I doing? Why do I care?
No, I don't ever look at that. I just, like, because you know how that's generated, right? It's generated as the person at the top is somebody who interacts with your profile the most.
Okay.
So, like, when I swipe up, it's you, Dina. Like, it's
Right.
It's like, I'm not gonna sit there and scroll through the whole
Right,
damn
for
thing.
sure.
Like,
But there are people that do.
yeah, that's weird.
It's
I mean,
weird.
I get like over 1,000 views on my stories. Though.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Who looked at my story?"
Who looked? Yeah, no.
But I'm sure there are people.
100%, dude. I always, people fascinate the fuck out of me. Like, I want to know so bad what drives somebody to do some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, why are you looking? Like, especially if they're one to say they don't care, right? Like, where
I think the ones that say they don't care are the ones.
of course, but I just want to sit down and talk to them and be like, why do you think you do that? Like, why do you think you say you don't care, but you really do care? Like, what are you trying to put out? What are you lying to yourself about? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Because I don't know if anybody's ever asked them that, because I think a lot of it is subconscious.
They don't realize they're doing it?
Yeah, I really do. Because when I started realizing that I was looking through who viewed, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right? Because I do like a self audit all the fucking time. Like, this is what you're doing, dude. Like, why are you doing these things? Right? So that was a big one to me because I was having a bad relationship with social media. I was letting it not dictate what I did, but I was letting it definitely dictate a lot of how I felt. And I was like, I can't do that. Right? And not in the sense of like I read a bunch of shit and I get aggravated, but like I would just find myself invested in things that I didn't need to be invested in.
Yeah.
And wasting time and not for entertainment purposes. So it just started pissing me off that I would do that to myself. And I wonder if I would have stopped sooner if somebody, like a friend, was like,
Why are you doing that?
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what were you about to say?
No, I'll forget, but keep going.
Go.
I was just going to say, like, the random bio I sent yesterday about homie that's training for the Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, what has to go through somebody's mind?
Delusion.
Yeah. But is there a lot more of that, or is it highlighted more of now, do you think?
I think delusion is gassed up too much.
Okay. And what do you mean?
Like when somebody says something like that, like a one-time competitor is now training for the Olympia, right?
Right.
They publicly say something like that. There's going to be a jackass that says, hell yeah, bro, get it.
Okay.
That just validated everything that person is thinking.
Right.
Because you just gave them all the fuel they needed to keep that thought process going in their mind.
It's like putting future pro in your bio.
Yeah. Future.
It's so weird. It's so weird to me. But humans are a weird fucking animal. I say that all the time, but it's so true. It's like the simplest common denominator, right? We're just a weird fucking animal.
Yeah.
It's just what I chalk it up to all the time.
And we're getting even weirder.
Hell yeah. I remember the other day I was thinking about it. The first podcast that you and I did when it was
Like
quarantine. Here? No, like together, and I did it. We did it over Skype.
Oh yeah, with Nate.
Well, he wasn't there, but it was your podcast with Nate. And I took mushrooms, and like halfway through, shit started getting weird. And then you texted me after, and you're like, "Dude, only half of it recorded." Remember?
Oh yeah,
dude, that was so funny because I was thinking,
man, don't jinx that shit.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Check that and check the camera too. But no, that it just made me laugh because fuck, why did it make me laugh? I was just thinking about it because I wanted to take mushrooms the other day. I haven't taken mushrooms in a while. Have you ever taken them?
Yeah.
I think people should, but I don't think they should take them
for fun.
Not necessarily for fun, but just like you should take them with a purpose of trying to figure something out, or not necessarily figure something out, but
learn something about yourself.
Yes, learn something about anything.
Yeah,
right.
I had mushrooms for the plan to microdose, but then I ended up giving them to you.
Yeah, which is hilarious. But
it got the strongest strain of mushrooms possible. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna start microdosing. You're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know about that one, Dom. And then you were just having a kid.
That's why I did end up microdosing.
And I was like, I'll take those. And those are some good mushrooms, dude. They are. They're definitely some good ones. But I looked at the bag the other day and I was thinking about taking some. But I have like a weird relationship with hallucinogens right now. I had like a bad trip a couple of years ago, and I say bad loosely. It just got out of hand because it was the most pivotal moment of my life. But also like it scared the fuck out of me. You know, there's like definitely something that I need to deal with, and I'm just not ready to deal with it yet. But the last couple of times I took them, they've been awesome. So I'm kind of warming back up to them, but it's still like tread lightly, man, because I was taking them every weekend and with some homies, and we would shut off all the lights, right, and turn on the TV, and it was like completely black, and we found a show that was a National Geographic type show, right, like the Earth, but it was from the ISS, the International Space Station. Yo, that was
you
cool.
Sound like the biggest stoner.
100%. And people can think that and will think that, and that's like.
But that's where their minds shut them off, like from being open to anything.
Oh, dude, I could go on.
They're more curious. They're more focused on being inside of a skyscraper than they are about looking at what we actually live on.
Right. Yeah, and you know, I don't even blame people like that, because if I was on the outside listening to this, I'd be like, dude, what are you talking about? You sound like a stoner. But I mean, there's just too much information out there again now where you can look and see like correlations between like pivotal shit, like religion. Dude, don't even get me started with religion and hallucinogens, because I'm gonna sound fucking crazy. And I don't want to sound crazy, because it doesn't come from a crazy, like, bro, you need to see the world through. No, like, it doesn't. There's actual hard evidence of a lot of this shit. And I don't know. I don't really care how people think of me, so it is what it is. But it's very interesting when you get the educational point of view from somebody who's done a book or researched a book for 14 years. And they start talking about there's traces of psilocybin or ergot, which is a mold that grows on wheat. That is how they synthesized LSD.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what they believe. I think it was the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
So there was like an early freeze that year, and then a thaw, and then a freeze again kind of thing.
So a bunch of mold grew.
And they think that people were eating it, and they saw demons and witches dancing, and then they just started lighting people on fire, which is fucking nuts. But they like legitimately believe that. And I'm sure I sound crazy. Somebody's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can I get some of those mushrooms?
Yeah, but maybe somebody's gonna Google it and actually look into it.
I hope that's what happens. I'm not telling anybody to take drugs. Do not take drugs, dude. Do not do it
No, I meant
Only
the
under-
Salem witch trials.
I know, but you made me think about this, bro. Do not do them. Do not take my word for it. Only do them if you're comfortable in doing them, and you get them from a safe hookup. You know, you trust the motherfucker, not like this is a Portobello and it just got mold on it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. I don't know what would happen there, but yeah, because I think everybody should somewhat experience it because it's like it's a different veil. You know what I mean? It's a different way of looking. Like, you've never seen grass like this. You know what I mean? And it's a different color or distorted or anything. But I tell people it was like the first time I put glasses on.
Everything's got clear.
Just sharp. Like, you can see the side. It's weird. And that's how I always know when I'm starting, because I look at the grass and I'm like, we're good. We're good.
Man.
But,
that's...
It's cool, though, right? Because it's an experience in life. And it's an experience that some people will never try. And that's my roller coaster, right? I'm afraid of heights.
That's your adrenaline rush.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like, again, I don't do it all the fucking time, and I don't think everybody should.
Well, not actually taking them is your adrenaline rush. What you get out of taking them is your adrenaline rush.
Yeah, that's a better way of looking at it.
Like your experience with them, what you experienced during the whole thing. That's your adrenaline rush. Yeah. That's what your, you know, your rush is. And I probably don't have something like that. I don't look at I don't think there's anything that really gives me that kind of adrenaline rush.
But would you even want to?
Right now, no.
No, right? You already got so much other shit.
No, I got, you know, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff in the works. So, maybe that's my adrenaline rush. I think my adrenaline rush, it comes from progress. Like, I just need to be progressive in everything I'm doing at whatever I'm doing needs to progress. Whatever I'm focusing on needs to progress. That's how my brain's wired. Like,
knowing you, I can totally see that.
Yeah, that's me. Like, right. like we're doing this podcast, we're doing all these things. Like, Gifted's moving in some directions that are going to be really cool, and like I just need to. My measure of like my why is progression. I just need to see it progress, and I think that's what, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Got some of my businesses to the places they are today.
Hell yeah.
Because like it's just constant progression, and if that's what you're after, that's how you're gonna grow. Like, as a person, as a business, whatever it is.
Right.
You know, like I can't sit at tables with people who just like are like, I hate saying comfortable because I'm obviously very comfortable, but like, who don't want that progression, who are so comfortable to the point where they're fine with parking right here forever and turning the car off. Like, I can't sit with people. I just don't like, I get tense when I sit with people like that. Know. Because I'm not wired like that. And like, do I really want to bring you along with the ride for this? Because like, you know, you're the kid screaming in the back seat right now. I want to throw you the fuck out of the car. Like, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So that's why, like, you know, I surround myself around the people that do want that.
Dude, that's a very good way of looking at it. The kid in the back seat screaming, like, that's
like, are you gonna kick him out of the car? Probably not.
Right.
But you're gonna fucking hate the entire drive. Right. And I don't want that. Right. My vision is clear. It's cruise control, 70 miles an hour. Like, I'm getting there.
72. 72. You go a little over.
I go a lot over.
You go a little over.
But, you know, I'm just trying to do that. I'm so focused on that, and I think that's my adrenaline rush.
I was going to say, I think, so it's like I'm trying to progress inward because I haven't figured that out yet. And you're not outward by any means, but in the sense of like other things. Like,
yeah.
You know, just, which I think is dope. It's both growth. It's both progression.
Yeah.
Right? You can look at it as adrenaline or whatever.
I mean, like, I'm also like learning a lot about myself.
Of course.
Too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I've had a rough couple months, which, you know, I don't care about talking about, but like, obviously, like, you know, because you're my closest friend, but like, I wasn't training much just because I didn't care. Diet wise was okay. I wasn't like eating whatever I wanted, but like, was I following my plan? No.
Right.
Like, it was just kind of free because like I just didn't care. Like, I didn't care about anything though. Like, I just was kind of like empty. Like, I just had no emotion to anything. Like, work was the one escape I had. Like, if I worked, I didn't feel it because I take a lot of pride in making sure my work is always good. So like, clients stuff, all that was keeping me distracted from how I was feeling. So I was just trying to work as much as I could and just keep trying to pile it on and just stay working 10-hour days, 12-hour days, just so I didn't have to get to that feeling or try to touch that feeling. So like, and then I started to recognize it. And then that's when I started to realize like I was putting a Band-Aid on a situation that needed, a lot of healing. And that's kind of where like now I feel good. Like, I found some big purpose in a lot of things with what we're doing here, like other work stuff that I'm doing, like all that has kind of like revitalized me in a way, and that all that together has felt good. To where like I'm not forcing myself to work extra because now I can take a step back from work outside that bubble and enjoy training again, enjoy dieting again, all these things. And I have no idea why it happened, but it just happened. Right. I don't know if it was me coming off of compounds or what. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, but like, I don't know if it was directly related to that, if it was like just being burnt out or, having a lot of stuff going on at once, that it was just too cumulative stress. Like, but yeah, no, I don't know.
No, that's dope. It's good to hear that you've been revitalized in that way. I think that's important, though, to hear from a lot of people, not saying, because one thing that I hate is like people talking about they only post the highlights on social media. But like, why would you want to post that? Why would you want to post that you're struggling right now with stuff, thinking this way?
See, I hate, like, I've said things like that, like social media is a highlight reel. But
I know you, so I know you mean it in a different way.
But when I say that, I mean that as, use it as your tool. That's your tool. It's your highlight reel. It's your tool to show people the really high parts of everything. Right. You don't need to share low parts of things on social media.
No, absolutely not.
Because one, it's nobody's fucking business. Straight up.
Right.
It's nobody's business.
Right.
And two, you putting that out there almost looks like a false cry. It almost looks like it's an attention grabbing cry. Which some people, maybe it's an outlet for them. By all means, go ahead, do it. But I know some people who probably use it as a woe is me, please help me, talk to me kind of thing, because they need that attachment feeling they're not feeling. So that's why things like that don't need to be on social media.
Right, 100%.
Like, I talk about it now here because this podcast, our biggest goal is just to be really authentic and have everything on the table. And like, but that's not me complaining.
No, I know.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay,
No. But like, me saying that stuff wasn't me complaining about it. That's just part of life. Like, shit like that happens.
Right.
Like, but you don't need to express it openly. Like, just talk to who you need to talk to, your closest people you need to talk to, get your shit and move on. Like, literally, I talked to you and I talked to Dina about it. And both of y'all helped me rewire some stuff the way it needed to be rewired. And now I feel 1,000 times better.
I mean, that's dope. And that's where I was going with that, is more so like, I think it's good that we have this outlet now, because now you can keep that shit completely separate, right? You don't even be tempted to do that. But how many people don't have another outlet, right? So their one outlet is this one outlet that makes them feel like something, right? Even if it's false, bro, there is a weird feeling about having a lot of followers or having a lot of interaction with people. So when you do that, woe is me, that shit feels good. I'm guilty of it. I've done it for sure.
Yeah.
And I, again, one of the things that I've recognized, and I tried to stop. I don't want to do that anymore. Not in the sense of I think it's a bad thing, but I don't want it to come off as false. When I was doing it, it was genuine. It was how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Which I think people do.
Right, 100%.
And that's completely fine.
Yeah, I know, and yeah, it is completely fine. But I think it's good too that people see people that don't necessarily do that do also struggle, do also have these humps in life.
Yeah.
But I think it's important. Where I'm getting to is how they hear that you did, right? You audited yourself, you changed some shit, and you got right back on the fucking bike and started going again.
Yeah.
I don't think that people recognize how much credit or how much power they have in themselves, right? And I'm not talking about the person that lives at home telling you to change your job if you're upset, right? That always annoys the fuck out of me, because it's like, bro, I got bills to pay. I would love to change my job, but the 3 jobs that I fucking applied to haven't called me back, right? So like, sorry, I can't just chill at home and change the job because I'm not happy, right? But I think it's important for people to realize that even the people who don't necessarily highlight it or want attention for it do struggle, and they just handle it a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
I think there's things that we need to teach, right? Each other. If I handle something better, this is how I do it, right? If you handle something better, Dom, how do I get through this like you did?
Yeah.
Right. I think there's a beauty in the human relationship, like we were talking about now, as being social. I think there's a beauty in somebody close to you that has gone through some shit and asking them how they got through it, right? Or hey, how did you get to where you are, right? I remember asking my old boss, like, hey man, how did you ever get this place? Like, what happened? And the story was so dope. He talked about sleeping in the old store a couple of times, selling a car because he couldn't pay his employees, so he had to get another beater car so that he could drive this fucked up car so he could pay the employees because his partner was assing out on some end. And then it like just made me see like, oh, so here was a problem. He recognized the problem. He ended up making enough money to buy the partner out and said, fuck you, got the partner out of there, took that loss, right, and realigned and shot. And bro is chilling now. And it's like, I fucking hate the analogy, but it's like the arrow being pulled back to launch forward, right? It has to be drawn back to launch forward. So these backs, like,
I've never heard of that.
Really? Okay, dope. You can quote me on that. But I don't know who said it. But like, right, it does make sense, right? There's back steps to being launched forward. There's 2 steps back. And if you recognize them, you can definitely change them.
Yeah.
Like for me, getting out of the fucking weed game, getting out of it, bro. It's the most finicky fucking game there is. It's unreal. And it's just so shady and shit too. So like, I don't want anything to do with it. So I use the knowledge that I have right now to get into a retail dispensary spot. And people come in and I give them a fucking education because I come from an actual background of dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
I don't just smoke it. I fucking love this shit. But there's like no money in it anymore, in the sense of like, unless you were in on the ground level, unless you got your hookup right now, there's nothing to do with it. So I want to go back to school. So I'm initially taking those steps back, hitting a loss, getting out of the best game there is, because the weed game is fun, dude.
Yeah.
But I want to do something else. I'm done with this finicky shit. And it's revitalized me, because I was down. I'm like, why the fuck don't I have a garden with 10 lights in it right now? Why don't I have a hookup out of state that like will take, right? But like for real though, like I don't have shit like that because, you know, I missed the boat.
Yeah.
And it made me feel fucked up in a sense, because I'm like, man, like I had the opportunity and I blew it in a sense, right? And that's something that I always do. I always blame myself, because I think it's easier to just blame myself, get it over with, because I can't control what else happened. So it's my fault. Okay, where was it my fault? Okay, dope. Now that I recognize that, let me change it, right? But I think it's fucking hard to blame yourself.
The fact that you said that is, I mean, people don't blame themselves. People are always pointing the finger. Like
It's
somebody
way
else in
easier.
your position might have just been like, that's why I didn't get that opportunity.
Right.
That's why that didn't happen.
Right.
But you take a step back, you blame yourself for it. I think we both do.
Yeah.
I think I can look at a situation that's really bad and just be like, I was wrong. I'm the reason why this didn't go well. Address it, fix it, move on. And that's what I, even if it's me allowing somebody to win when they really shouldn't have, I rather just do that to move on, because that's how grudges and things get like attached to, like you've seen like me conversate with some people, like, and you'd been like, man, I can't believe like you said it the way you said it, like, because I was just like, I'm sorry, whatever, like, I'm sorry, everything, blah 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 blah, and then but it puts the fire out so fast because I'll just take the blame real quick.
Right. Well, you know, that's what leaders do, in the sense that Jocko Willink wrote a book. And it's funny because, like, this is part of the reason psychologically I can't handle it anymore, right? Because I would put the blame on myself because it's easier. I can control it. Okay, so-and-so fucked up. Well, I trained so-and-so, so it's inevitably my fault. I'm sorry, dude. I should have told you a different way. I should have showed you a different way. I'm sorry I set you up for failure. It won't happen again. Normally, people will go, oh, dude, you know, it was my bad too. You know, I did this, that, and the other. And now I don't blame myself hoping that happens. I do really blame myself, right? But I started to see it not happening. And people just going, yeah, Clark fucked up.
Oh.
And then it just fucks with you, because like
You became the scapegoat.
yes. And like now, oh, I'm just allowing them to point the fingers at me because some of these people don't have spines. So they're like, yeah, see, he just said it's his fault. And it's like, you motherfucker, right? Like, I know it's my fault, but like, that was so dirty.
Yeah.
That was so dirty. And it's humans, bro.
That's the title of today.
Yes, humans.
Humans are a weird species.
There's a homie at work now. I love this dude. He's so fucking full of life and so nice. And he's had some horrible shit happen to him. And he still every day is so fucking nice. And I fuck with him because I'm like, I can't wait to see the hope just drained from you when you turn like 26. Because he's like 22 or 23. Full, you see? Full of fucking life, full of hope in his eyes. You come in, hey, welcome. How are you doing today? Right? You come in and I'm sitting at the desk and like, let me see your fucking ID, bro. But like, you know, and I fuck with him and I hope it doesn't happen. I really don't. But it's just funny because he's like, why are you like that? And I'm like, because I want to laugh and mean shit makes me laugh. And just we talk about it. But he's awesome, man. I was thinking about asking him to sit down with us because he's fascinatingly, is that a word? Fascinatingly?
Fascinatingly? I don't even know.
We're both too congested to try it.
Fascinating? I don't know. I don't think there's an LY.
It's definitely not. But anyway, he's so wildly smart with physics. Like talking about like the is time real? And like, I know that again, here we go down the stoner path, right? Is time real? But like, there's an actual question there. Is time real? Is time just a concept of which we know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, right? Is time just this construct, or do humans need time? Does the earth need time? Right? And like, we got not into it, but we got into that conversation, and like, I love that shit. I love that shit because I leave never knowing what the fuck just happened, but I'm so fascinated with how smart some people are about just these random aspects of everyday life that nobody thinks about, right? Like,
well, nobody thinks about it because of how distracted everybody is.
Do you know the theory of relativity?
Yeah.
That one's fascinating.
Yeah.
Right? If you hear something at the same time, no matter how far away, you still heard it at the same time.
Yeah.
But this one it doesn't matter. That's not what we're asking, right? And I remember finally grasping that, going like, oh shit, like it doesn't matter. Like there's different rules at play.
Yep.
And once you realize that, now I think that helped me in life in general, because when you start learning that type of shit, and you just. Isn't that what Einstein won his Nobel Peace Prize or Science Prize,
yeah,
something like
so.
that? It was the theory of relativity. It wasn't E = MC squared.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part is some dude is now renowned as so fucking smart. Here's a Nobel Prize for just telling us that we heard the bells ring at the same time. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And like, and then at the same time, like all this is going on and Elon Musk is flying to Mars and this, that, and the other. We have people that think the world is still flat. Right? What a weird fucking thing we are, dude. What a weird thing we are. And we have people that think waist trainers work. We have people that think Santa Claus is real. You know what I mean? And then Elon's going, fuck all you. We're going to Mars. And like, it's just, it's so funny to me. It's so fucking funny to me. Because we're just all so different.
Yeah.
All so different. And I hate how it challenges people and like scares them. Have you ever been scared because somebody's different than you?
No.
Do you invite it? I invite it. Why are you different? Tell me why.
I think it's great.
I think it's lovely. It's like different spices.
You learn you learn from that. You
Right.
learn something that you don't know. I think people are scared, back to challenging their narrative. I think people are scared to talk to people like that because they don't know how it's going to influence their narrative.
Do you think that's why people look at me like I'm a stoner when I start talking about mushrooms?
Probably. They probably just put that stamp on you and say, move on.
Brush it away.
Yeah.
No such thing.
Move on.
All right.
Biggest things probably one with is challenging religion, challenging someone's belief systems, challenging somebody's thing that they've been, I don't know, bred upon. They were grown into it, right? It's a community aspect. There's a lot of good things that come out of religion.
Absolutely.
But challenging that, a lot of people just put that stamp on your forehead and say, you're psycho, get out of here. And because it challenges what they've been, what they have such a strong narrative in believing that they don't want to invite it in. And I had a professor at Catholic school who told me that some of the best conversations you will have will be ones that test your faith. Because you will learn so much out of them because you opened up your shield and allowed vulnerability in. And it got your mind thinking, it got you developing a bit more. I still talk to him to this day.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, he was my old headmaster. And, like...
Where'd you go, Hogwarts?
I
Headmaster?
pretty much with the St. Mary's Preparatory. We used to walk to school. The school's 200 years old.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Headmaster is literally his...
Right, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
He was our Dumbledore.
Right, 100%. That's what it sounds like.
Dude, I'll say, like... He got fired for a pretty scandalous reason, but...
Fuck.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I was like,
God
bro,
damn
that
it.
one thing. But he taught me so much when I was at that school.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then I took an actual class with him. My senior year, he decided to teach a class, and I took it,
Right.
and it was the best like year. So many things I've learned.
What class was it?
AP Lit. AP Literature.
Okay.
He was a literature teacher. Like, dude, he had us read Dante's Inferno. Like, he had us
nice.
read like Beowulf. Like things that have history to them, have things connected to the Bible inside of them. Like things that kind of cohesively put all that old picture together. Kind of why we're here today.
Right.
What developed our language? What developed all these things? So we read a lot of really cool literature.
That is for sure why you remember them. Because it challenged you. It was
Oh
different
yeah,
shit.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I still talk to him to this day.
That's fucking
Follows me on Instagram, comments on the stuff. Like
That's hilarious.
I think he's same position at a school in Florida now. But yeah, we have those people that put that impression. They leave such an impression on our lives that we never forget about it. And I think that's like ultimately one of the goals that I want for myself. I want to be able to have that, and I don't feel like I have it yet.
Do you want to leave that impression on other people?
Yeah. I want people to and some people listening are probably like, dude, what are you talking about? You've helped 500 plus people change their lives completely. But like, in my eyes, it's not powerful enough to leave that stamp that they carry for the rest of their lives.
But to me...
That's why I'm really excited to do this assistant coach thing.
Oh, right.
Like, I'm going to...
Because now you're setting somebody else up.
So we're going to have 3 to 4 people, right? We're doing interviews with people right now.
Fuck yeah.
And those 3 to 4 people are going to give me that opportunity to be their teacher. Like, that is huge to me. And, like, not just a teacher in this nutrition training stuff. Like, I'm going to teach them business stuff. I'm going to teach them tax stuff. I'm going to teach them how to market themselves, how to have a conversation with a potential client. I'm going to be able to teach them all this stuff. And, like, for me to see them in 4 or 5 years buy a house because of what they did with me, that's where I'm going to finally feel satisfied. Because I told you, my biggest issue the past couple months has been I don't feel satisfied. No matter what I buy, what I wear, what I drive, none of it has filled that satisfaction void I have yet. And I think it's because I really want to leave an impression on somebody's, like, I mean, dude, I've helped people get rid of their diabetes. I've helped people lose 100 pounds, 200 pounds, help people, like,
Pay their hospital bills.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Right. I was going to ask, but I didn't want to, I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Like, fuck. Like,
So sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, I've helped people, do so many different things, rather not just weight loss stuff, but I just don't think it's to the point where they're going to remember me for the rest of their life yet.
Well, do you think now that that's something like
I want somebody to take such a core lesson that I'm able to provide them that gets shared a generation down. I don't know if that comes off very egotistical. It can.
Right, it can.
It can. But I think it's like, it comes from such a genuine want to help space inside of me that it's not egotistical.
Right. And that's where I was going to ask is, like, do you think that it doesn't fill that void in a sense because that's just you? Like, you don't, nobody even has to ask you for help. You're just like, I know the text message I got was like, hey, dude, set up a GoFundMe. Just need this, that, and this from you. And then it's going live. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even a question to you. You already knew that shit was going to happen, that you were going to help in a way. You were texting me, what can I do? Can I bring you food? Can I do this? I got time off here. What can I do? So it's like almost so much of you that I can see why it wouldn't fill anything, right? Because it's just second nature to you. You're not doing it. Funny enough, ironically enough, you do want to leave an impression, but I know you don't care necessarily if you do or not.
I don't care to ever hear that I did from that person.
Right. You just want to pass down such a lesson. You just want to be profound enough.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. And it's funny because, like, yeah, of course, I could sit here and talk all day about how profound you are in my life, but, like, yeah, I get that drive to want to do more. I really do. I think that's an important drive, and I think it goes to what we've been saying, right? These aspects in your life, you have this drive to progress them.
Yeah.
No matter what, progression at any cost almost. And to the point where now if this thing isn't progressing, it's like almost no longer fun to you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you hit the end of the road almost type of thing. What's next?
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of stuff I'm doing.
That's interesting, man. I wonder if Buddhism would help you. Because Buddhism is like, let go of all that shit. Right? Because, like, Easy got me with that one. Easy's my roommate. Very, very, very interesting motherfucker. I really want to talk to him about his diet. Like, have people listen in on that because that's just nuts. But he hit me one time with, like, because I said something along those lines, but mine was pure ego. Mine was like influencer, Instagram, I want to be famous kind of ego thing to say. And he was like, why would you want that? And I'm like, I don't know. It seems fun. Like, why wouldn't I want to leave like a legacy?
Yeah.
Given my legacy was very superficial, and that's why he called me out. But he's like, why? He goes, that's very ego. Like, your ego wants to live forever. Your ego wants the lesson passed down for another generation. But I don't think that ego is an inherently bad thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I think ego. I think there's a clear distinction between bad and good ego.
100%.
Because there's ego where even you could even say what I just said was egotistical, but in a way it's transferring very good teachings over time because I'm trying to push myself so hard to get to that point where it got to the point where that was able to translate to a generation over.
Ego would become a problem where
If like, hey, you didn't give me credit on that.
right.
You didn't tag me when you
which
posted
we're
that.
both guilty of hating, but that's because that's just an annoying thing, right? Not getting credit for something that you clearly told this motherfucker.
I think the reason why I get so like worked up with that kind of shit is because of school.
Right, you did the time.
No.
Oh.
Like, school teaches you when you write a fucking paper, your references better be in that shit.
Oh, right.
Because plagiarism is a big deal, especially at educational university level. You get kicked out of school for that
Right,
shit.
yeah.
So I think because of all the years that's been ingrained in my head, like, you better post, if you have a picture on a PowerPoint, you better have the reference line for the paper you got the picture from in your PowerPoint. Like, because people don't work 30 years to not receive any credit.
Right.
That's where I think credit should be given and needs to be given.
But you also think that because you do it without said person having to ask ever. It's not even a thought, right? You're already planning on giving this person credit.
Oh, always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. And to me, I find myself getting upset with things when I recognize, like, oh shit, like, you don't even have to tell me that and I already do it. But homie over here won't even do it, even if I do tell him. You know what I mean? And I don't know, that could be ego. It could be like my ego. Like, why are you not like me? Right? But like, at the same time, there's just like annoying shit, right? Like, okay, the video that I posted today, right? I had a video, and I wish, if you've never been to this gym, I wish you could see, because I set it up against the mirror on the wall, right? So it's literally where you are, to me, is the end of the building, right? There's the wall. So like, I'm not bothering nobody. If somebody wanted to walk in front of me, you could do that for sure, but it would be weird, right? Because you'd be walking within 3 feet, 4 feet of me looking at myself, which is weird.
Yeah.
But homie came up to ask me a question, and mind you, I don't really like this guy. It's pretty obvious. We don't talk, like, we don't communicate. He's asked me questions and I've answered him bluntly. I've asked him questions. He's answered me bluntly. I don't mind. I keep it moving. But him interrupting me, and somebody commented like, oh, it's a public gym, you just get mad because he was trying to walk by. It's like, bro, no. I got mad because I was fucking doing something. I know he watched me start doing this thing, and he still came up to interrupt me. And to ask about a legal steroid at that. I don't know you like that. Don't fucking ask me that question, bro. Especially like out on the floor. Catch me in the locker room and I'll give you education. But like out on the floor, I got my headphones in. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Just leave people alone, right? Like, and I forgot why the fuck I got on that in the first place, because now I'm fired up. But like, it's do I even need to say it? Do I even need to fucking say it? Or are we a fucking weird animal, bro? Like, it's so weird, me included, right? But god damn. Have you been training lately?
Yeah.
Did you start training again?
Yeah. Because I'm doing.
Oh, you started training in the morning.
Yeah. So like, because my day's pretty long, right? So people are about to hear the schedule of me.
Let's
like,
fucking go.
So,
I've been asked this. People are like, what does he do?
So Monday, so I have check-ins on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So those 4 days of the week are groups of people who check in on those days. The Wednesdays, I'll have like people who are like 6 weeks under contest prep. So like if they're within 5 weeks of their show, they're checking in multiple times a day. That's Wednesday, right? Wednesday's all like my meetings. Like I had 2 calls with Ryan and somebody today. We have this today. So like all the podcast recording, all the like gifted administrative stuff, like all that stuff I do on Wednesdays. And then Saturday, Sunday, I don't really do shit. Sundays, I'm completely off my phone, off everything. The only people that I'll really respond to are contest prep people. Saturday, I'll work a little bit in the morning, but not much. But like Monday through Friday, I'm pretty much working from the second I wake up. So I try now to wake up, go to the gym. I work out at Lifetime now, so like go to the gym, train, sit in the steam room, sauna, shower, and then either come to the office or go to a coffee shop and just sit there and work. And I found that because I was, one, a little feeling down and stuff, I wasn't training because I was like, today's a really long work day. I'm just tired. I'm not going to go to the gym later. Whatever, I'll go home, right? So I was like, no, fuck that. Work can't be that excuse anymore to not go train. So Tuesday is my busiest check-in day. I'll probably sit for at least 9 hours straight, like
Damn.
not even get up. So
I wonder how many coaches just got shocked.
no,
You don't think that they work 9 hours? Or you think they work 9 hours?
in a day.
Yeah.
I'd hope to God.
I don't think they do.
Well, see, the coaches that I'm friends with do.
Yeah.
So
there's that people that
so
are
that's my
invited to
circle.
your table.
That's
Yeah.
my circle. That is who I talk to. They work like that.
That's fair.
So whatever. So Tuesday's my busiest day, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go train. I'm gonna wake up early. So I wake up, feed Blake, let Dina sleep, or she goes to work now. So either we'll feed him, pack him up, take him to her mom's, and then go to the gym, train, shower, steam room, whatever, and then start working about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yesterday, I got to the coffee shop I was working at 11, and I left at 6:15.
Damn.
And I sat at the table that entire time. I go to this coffee shop all the time, so everybody knows me.
Okay.
And I got up, and the dude at the register goes, "You literally just stood up for the first time." And I was like, "I know, I can feel it in my knees. Like my knees hurt. That's how long I've been sitting for." But that's pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I'm up and working till at least till 5 o'clock. I mean, you guys we recorded with Hussam that day,
We walked in with you working, recorded,
and I was
then
like,
you went
I
back
gotta
to work.
finish.
Yeah.
And I was here till like 9:30. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I started training again, because I go in the morning.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that fucking A.
Because people wanted to hear my schedule. Everyone's so curious about what I do every day.
Right.
People think I just sit and fucking play video games or something.
Well, okay. How's training been since you started in the morning?
Good. Yeah, feels good. I think it sets my day up pretty well.
I love
I
training.
feel like
in the
I
morning.
don't need much caffeine through the day. I feel like I don't need much. Training in the morning is definitely hard to start, but once you get into the routine of doing it, it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier to train.
Yeah, I think it's like a drug in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a drug in the morning. It's a
sure.
stimulant drug because it wakes you up.
Yeah,
it gets you going.
It woke me up, got me going. I came home. I was in a I still am, great mood. Like, and then shot over here, started working. Then you came, and then now we're doing this.
Yeah, I had a shit day.
What'd you do?
No, I'm just kidding. I had a great day.
But you
I'm
worked
just-
today.
Yeah. I work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
I work. I'm just a regular Joe, man. I got people
I
coming
mean, I'm a
in.
regular Joe too, dude. I
Right.
just can work wherever I need to
It's
be.
funny though, because like I work right down the street from the gym now, pretty much. It's like a mile or two. So people will come in and be like, "Yo, do you work out at West Bloomfield?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "I thought I fucking saw you somewhere." Or like, I'll go into the gym and be like, "Yo, do you work there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "I thought I fucking saw you somewhere." And I'm always like, "All right, he's a stoner. He's a stoner." Okay, I'm in good company. But yeah, dude, working all day. I think that's important. Honestly, I would lose my fucking mind if I didn't have something.
So like okay, so I'd say on average I probably work between 7 to 8 hours a day, right? Times what is that? Times 4. How many hours is that? Like
36.
like 36, 40 hours in a week, right? No, fuck no, I work way more than that.
Right. I know you
No,
do.
never mind.
Yeah,
but
you work over a 40-hour week for sure.
But like I can't chill.
no,
Like I
know.
get antsy. Even when I like can. I don't got any new client plans. Everyone's taken care of. Nobody's messaging me. Like
You're like, what PowerPoint can I write up now?
yeah, legit.
I know.
Or what new thing can I do? Like I can't just like chill anymore. It's bad.
Is it though? Is
Yeah,
that bad?
I
Is it?
think so. Because like that's where that burnout comes in. That's
That's
where
fair.
you start to feel that shit. Like Sundays, my Sunday routine is like it's since me and Dina have been dating, it's been our Sunday routine. We go out, we go to the mall, go to Birmingham, whatever, walk around, chill, go to some of our favorite stores, whatever. And like, it's just even though it's such a go day, it's so relaxing. I cannot sit home anymore because I'm always home working.
Oh,
And that's
right.
why I got the office, because
Right.
I was like, I need to make home.
Right.
So home is now home, office is work. Office, coffee shop, that's work now. When I get
Home
home,
is home.
I'm shutting down, I'm at home. You know, like I don't answer, like I used to answer people, like if they email me at 10 o'clock at night. Now I won't answer you till the morning, like shit like that. WhatsApp messages even too. Like I'm not working 24 hours a day.
That's so interesting. Because I'm the same way, and I recognize that when I go back to my parents' house, I'm so comfortable there that like it's gross. That's why I had to get out when I was after surgery. Finally, I'm like, yo, I haven't been home in a month. Like poor Easy's just been chilling. Probably not. That dude study. So he was probably chilling. But like, I was thinking, I'm like, holy shit! Like I need to get the fuck out of here. Because everything is coddled. I wasn't picking up a fucking cushion, dude.
Dude, you just got your
I
lung
know,
removed.
but like still, even
When you go there now, it's like that.
if I wanted it to be, yeah. If I wanted it to be, yeah. Mom's is
Sorry,
the
Mrs.
MVP.
Blunt.
No, yeah, mom's is the MVP. But I wouldn't do that anymore, or I would never do that. And my dad would yell at me again,
Yeah.
for doing that. That was the balance,
Yeah.
right? That was the balance. Pops yells, mom's like, don't worry about it, you know. But
Who somebody asked you what I do every day?
yeah, I forget who, but yeah, somebody definitely was curious. I mean, it is curious. Like, I'm sure people.
Somebody had asked me to do a day in the life video, and I was like, one, I'm not like that. Two, it would be really fucking boring.
Yeah, literally be you at the computer.
It would be me at the computer and me texting on my phone.
Right.
Like that's literally my day.
Have
I
you-
think if you count how much I talk to people on top of physical computer work, I probably work 80 hours a week.
I believe it.
Like
'Cause-
between
'cause-
how much I actually communicate,
right.
and actual like physical Google Sheet shit I do, it's probably definitely up there.
That's crazy. That's so much stimulation. It's almost like, ooh, you would be bad if you did cocaine. You would love it.
Well, okay, well,
I've never done it.
full disclosure.
Nothing about this is disclosed.
No, but during prep, last 5 weeks, I had to take Adderall every day.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I was so efficient. Like
Oh, I
it was like a joke. Like I would sit down and just be like,
right.
and I never used like a stimulant like that before, even all like school, like all that, nothing. And like I wasn't, people would probably think I'm saying I used it for like the hunger suppression
Oh, wow.
aspect. It did nothing for my hunger. I was hungry all the time, but just like getting through those really long, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, those are my two biggest check-in days. Those were like lifesavers.
Right.
Like, I had a prescription though.
Oh, okay. Good. Definitely needed it. Adderall makes me fall asleep. Which
Really?
is, yeah.
So modafinil, have you ever heard of modafinil?
I've definitely heard of it, but
I use it.
okay.
You probably heard it because I've said it.
Okay.
It's a narcolepsy drug.
Oh.
So it stops the uptake of GABA on your receptors. So like you don't get that, like, because we release a bunch of GABA right
Right.
before we go to sleep. Try to
Okay.
tell your body, hey, it's time to go to sleep. So modafinil is a narcolepsy drug for that reason. And it did the opposite to me sometimes. I would take it and be like, boom, like
Right.
knocked out. We interviewed a doctor who studies sleep. She's a PhD in neurobiology, and her thesis, all that, is sleep. So I asked her, I was like, why when I take modafinil, sometimes I just go to sleep? She goes, because it overstimulates your receptors to the point where like it kind of just was like, nah, we're not going to take this. And
They just shut
yeah,
out?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder if that's what's happening to me. So
I don't know.
The only way I can think of it is like, or the only way I can make sense of it is like, I have so many thoughts all the time that Adderall kind of allows me to focus on one thing because I've only taken it when I needed to study. So it allows me to focus on this book now or this, whatever I have to study. And I end up like going to sleep because I'm like, finally everything shut the fuck off and I focus on one thing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's weird. But
Yeah, what I found was like, I mean, going with work, if I like for a second just shifted my concentration, I was stuck on that thing for like 2 hours.
No.
Yeah. I learned something cool the other day. The average time it takes for you to get refocused on something after you break focus is like 27 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Talk about in the zone.
Yeah. So like if you're in the zone on something, really like grooving in it, and you get distracted, it takes 27 minutes to get refocused on that thing you were doing. What a weird number, 27
Right,
minutes.
yeah, that is a weird.
It's an average.
I was going to
so,
say it's a little arbitrary, I would imagine.
that was a really cool thing because I was like, yeah, well, I noticed how much more productive I got on work days after I turned off all those notifications for all those apps. Like, dude, I got like Dino would be like, oh, you didn't open my Snapchat from earlier. And I was like, dude, I got your Snapchat from like 2 days ago, still not open. Because I just don't go on the app. I don't go on Snapchat.
I don't
use
either.
it anymore at all. But like, or like Instagram, like I'll open Instagram up. It's been a couple hours. Like I'll go to and I'll have a bunch of DMs, but all that's turned off.
Right.
That's why I tell people, like, don't DM me if you need something from me. Like,
Email.
I have 3 things that you get notifications for: email, WhatsApp, and text. And that's it.
Right.
Like,
Use the avenue.
Use what I'm telling you to use.
Yeah.
I tell you for a reason.
When people ask me how to get a hold of you, I'm like, email him.
I won't check my Instagram.
No, not for that.
No. And I don't think it's professional.
I mean, I can see where you're coming
I
from.
want to send you a nice email. I want to send you files to look at, maybe. I want to send you stuff.
You're different than a lot of coaches, though, Dom. It's professional to a lot of people when you got 10 clients and they're all put in your primary section. You know what I mean?
A close group friends story.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I
don't really
know.
care. I never knock anybody's hustle. I mean, I've knocked people's hustles. I'm not gonna lie, but like,
Of course.
You're
human.
I understand that completely too. But yeah, what else?
I don't know, man. What do you got going on the rest of the week?
What do we got this week?
Check-ins?
Nobody competing this week. So
Oh, what I wanted to ask you about, have you thought of a new seminar?
no. I got a really cool idea though, but I'm trying to work out the details. I want to host a weekend seminar at like a hotel.
Oh shit.
Like host it in like a ballroom conference center, whatever the hotel has, and I want to actually bring some coaches in.
Okay.
I want to bring like somebody of the caliber of like John Jewett or Matt Cusano or whatever. Talk to a bunch of coaches, see what that would be like financially, and then make it like a weekend seminar that I host. To
That'd be
where
sick.
like Friday night we have a short seminar, and then Saturday's like an all-day seminar type of thing. Do it somewhere near one of the powerhouse gyms just because my relationship with them.
Right.
Try to work out a deal where we can let everybody from the seminar go train if they want, and then the people that are speaking obviously get taken care of and everything like that. And then that's probably. Honestly, that's probably the next seminar. That's probably what I'm going to do for the next one.
That sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah, there's one they do. I forgot what it's called. Something Summit, like.
Okay.
But it's like 10 of them, like Austin Stout, it's prepped by Scooby, like John Jewett, like really big name people in the industry. Very big educational names in the industry, which is crazy because some of these people don't have followings. And I'm like, dude, you guys should have hundreds of thousands of followers, but it's not entertaining. So they don't follow.
It's educational, not entertaining.
Yeah, they do a really good job at that. It's like a short weekend in a ballroom conference room center. They have like a dinner with everybody at a restaurant or something like that afterwards. And it's like a nice little weekend thing. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing next.
That's fucking.
See, dude, I'm always going.
I know your brain though, and it's fascinating to me because like
Yeah, filled up Powerhouse Milford for my seminar. Cool. What's next? How do I make this bigger?
Right. Okay. Did that. Let's go on. But yeah, because Easy actually asked me because he was like, I want to go to the next one. And I was like, for sure. But fuck, he taught me something cool the other day. Not cool, but taught me something, and it was very interesting in the sense. If you give a vegetarian or a vegan creatine, their IQ points go up.
What?
Yes, because like
it's so lacking in their diet.
Yes,
that's
how
interesting.
Wild.
There's a huge meta-analysis that came out, which is like a culmination of a bunch of studies, and their results, and kind of all put together, that linked a vegetarian vegan lifestyle to having more prominence of mental health issues.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for 16 years, and I hate that I say that, and people go, yeah, whatever.
I'm sure there's counter studies to it. Like there's anything,
of course,
but I read it and it was pretty not convincing, but there was some good data on it. I mean, granted, it's all based on survey questions too.
Right, because that's what epidemiology is, right?
Yeah, and on top of that too, mental health screening, a lot of it is just questionnaire style. Right. You can't get inside of the neurons of somebody's brain.
But that's also why we think red meat is bad.
Yeah.
Because there's like, what do they call that? Unhealthy user bias.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, oh shit, I'm having a burger. I will have the beer or I will have the Coke because I'm already having the burger. Meanwhile, the burger is bread, this, that, and the other, a little patty, bread, right? And they're blaming the patty.
Not the mayo, the mayo, cheese, bacon.
Everything else on it. Yeah, it's just that patty, right? And, dude, diet science is fucked. And that's what actually got me like really gung-ho and some stuff was hearing Peter Attia. Have you ever heard of Peter Attia? He talks about, he did like a TED Talk about how there was a diabetic lady who came in and she was going to have to get her leg amputated. And he didn't take much time or sympathy to tell her. He was just kind of like, look, like this is where diabetes has led you. You didn't take care of it. This is what's going to have to happen. I'm sorry. And I believe he did it or just had to diagnose it like that. But then he was talking to like a pregnant couple that he either knew or something, but talking to a pregnant lady, and he was finding himself giving her all this time. And he's like, why didn't I give her that time? Why? She deserved some time too. And then that's when he started trying to figure shit out like this. And he came to the conclusion that we give a lot of like pain ointments and balms to cover up bruises because you keep kicking the fucking table in your kitchen, right?
Just move the table.
Exactly. How do we get you to start moving around the table, or how do we get the table out of the way?
Yeah.
Right. And that's something that our medical system really doesn't do, focus on, or nothing. Right.
Dude, a cured patient's a lost client.
100%, bro. 100%. And I saw that so disgustingly when my little trip.
What happened with you?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
If you don't want to take the medication, or he refused the medication. No, bitch, I don't need a fucking blood thinner right now. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but I'm not even in a fucking gown because I'm going to go get a Big B coffee right after. I don't need a blood thinner. Thank you. He refused. Right? So that they can still like charge it.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. That's so dirty.
Dirty. We could be here for another 2 hours.
Did we?
No, I'm saying we could be here for another 2 hours.
Yeah, dude. Easily on that. We'll save that one for a fucking other time.
But I don't have anything going on this week.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no. I
love that though, dude. I love that spiral of conversation. That's why I love having conversations. People think that I'm like this dick in the gym. It's partially like a defense mechanism so you don't say something interesting and now I say fuck my workout. What is this, dude? You know, like I'm just as guilty of talking, bro. I love talking. I was the chatty one, dude. So in school, my desk was
against the wall,
against the teacher's desk or against the wall, and the rest of the classroom was over here. In every fucking classroom that I went in, It's fucking annoying, dude. It was so annoying. That's where a lot of my disdain and shit comes from the Catholic religion, because it was nuns. Yeah, I went to a Catholic school. Dude, these nuns hated me. I remember one grabbed my mouth like this. And she's like, shut up. Shut up. And all I could think of is like, this lady's married to God. What the fuck is this, dude? This is who God sent? What? She blamed me for getting Bubblegum Fridays taken away because I blew a bubble. Oh, Clark blew a bubble. Everybody spit out your bubblegum. Bubblegum Fridays are no more for the rest of the fucking year. I'm like, bro, I like accidentally, I don't even remember blowing the fucking, what the fuck? And like that, I mean, we could go back in my childhood and it makes a lot of sense the way I am, dude. I promise you that. I know I'm guilty of how I came up, and it has nothing to do with my poor parents. I feel so bad for them because I was influenced by so much outside of their like realm.
Yeah.
But I was a liar too. Like I lied to them. Oh, I'm going over here, and I'd go over here and learn a life lesson. Like I remember the first time I saw people do cocaine. I was in a basement. I'm high as shit off fucking weed. They're doing blow over here. Homie over here is playing video games, and homie over here is zombied out on the computer. I remember getting up and like going like, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna walk home." And I walked home and literally never went back to that place. But like, I remember it being like, what the fuck is going on? Because it was when somebody got a bloody nose, and I'm like, fuck this, like, fuck that, dude. I'm out. And that's why I've never done coke. Like straight up, that experience alone was like enough for me to like, nope, that seems like it would ruin my fucking life. Yeah, I'm so smooth on that.
Oh man,
I know, my poor fucking parents, dude. But it is what it is. I don't live with them anymore. So.
No, you don't. You do not live with them anymore.
No, thank God. I'm sure they're saying. You know who my best friend is, though, without a doubt, and who I would live with in a second? Who? Is my grandma.
Yeah?
Oh, man. That was my partner in crime growing up, dude. My
she
grandma.
Let you get away with a bunch of shit?
Yep. And, like, she would help be the accomplice in a way. Like, I'd be like, I'd get grounded, right? And I'd call her and be like, hey, call my mom and tell her that I'm coming over, or that you want me to come over, and hang up. Get a phone call back from Doe's house, and my grandma I call my grandma Doe. And my mom would answer and be like, let me guess, you want him to come over? And she's like, yep, I'm on my way to get him. Boom, hang up, and I go hang out at her house for the weekend, bro. And it was the best. And like my grandma lets me smoke at her house and shit. And like I got her high one time. Oh, that was lovely. She's an old Polish lady, so she cleans the dishes, makes the food, right? Yeah. I knew she was fucked up when she was sitting in her chair and the dishes were still on the table, bro. She was fucking up because she smoked a whole blunt with me. I know, I feel so bad now knowing what I know, but I was like 18. I think I was a little older. I hope, I don't know. But she smoked with me and she was gone for days. She said she was high, but now she's just like, I like the smell of it when you're around. But she grew up in that era where it was reefer madness.
Oh, no,
she grew up right before
it. Yeah, right before it, probably.
Yeah, because she would have been in her 20s in the 60s. Oh, what a time to be in your 20s. we got this bullshit going on.
Yeah,
fucking A. They don't even know. They probably think that we're so fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have World War II or the Great Depression? It's like, yeah, I can't buy a fucking house because the dollar ain't worth a damn. Every house is $400,000 in a fucking little neighborhood. It doesn't even make sense. But
it's life.
It's life, bro.
It's life. It's how life's gonna progress.
I'm sure their grandparents thought the same shit.
Yeah, we're gonna think the same when my kid gets older.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh God, Blake, shut up. And then he's gonna be like, these old fucks don't know a damn thing.
Yeah.
Damn. Good luck with that. That's going to test your shit for sure. Oh, man, I promise right now on here that I will not be an influence to Blake. I won't tell him shit, I promise. Because I wouldn't do it to Dina. If it were just you, I would do it in a second.
She's going to laugh.
Yeah.
She's going to laugh when she hears that. Because she's probably thinking, nope.
No, Clark ain't coming over. Yeah. If Clark comes over, Blake is at my mom's. No, but I will make sure to do it not for her, or for Dina's sake.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to finish up here.
Peace
thank
out.
you guys for all the support lately. You
yeah,
guys have
dude.
been great. Like, I've been getting great feedback, awesome conversations and everything, and we're only 2 episodes in.
Right,
This
bro.
is a good episode. We didn't even talk about anything working out
No,
related.
dude, that's what I mean. That's kind of what we wanted to do in the first place, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much more to like life, bro. There's so much more to life.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people will look at this or finally be like, think like, oh, maybe they're not just fucking meatheads, right? I'm sure I'm gonna get labeled a stoner or crackhead for
And I
all
would
the
be
drug
labeled
talk.
cocky
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
Good. That's better than a meathead, honestly. At this
Yeah,
point,
seriously.
I'm tired. Oh, before I go, and if you ever see this, bro, because you asked, it was you're an awesome human. It was just me being in one of my fucking little bratty moods. But homie asked me, he's like, "How do I get big like that?" He's a security guard at our job. "How do I get buff like that?" I looked at him. I was like, "Steroids, dude." Like, he was like, "Yeah, just shove them right in your dick," and I was like, "Or your shoulder or ass." I was like, "Why would you go?" And because he's being facetious, and he's like, "Oh, wait, you're for real?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna need steroids," and he's like, "Oh, do I need milk thistle too?" That
He said that?
yes.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I know. So on that note, I don't even know your name right now, but if you end up watching, man, you're fucking awesome. I'm just a dick. But
Oh, man. Well,
That's great.
thank you guys for all the support lately. We'll have a guest on next week and further.
hopefully not. Or hopefully. And if not,
Yeah,
it is
fuck
what it
Who
is, bro.
cares? We're going to post this whether you listen to it or not.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
thank you guys. Please share it and let us know what you think. All feedback is good feedback.
yeah,
So,
seriously, if you find anything negative, bro,
yeah, if you found
please,
this annoying as fuck today,
yeah,
let us know.
tell me. We won't do it again. Or we will, and just make sure to block your bitch ass. Peace.